Greetings folks, your friendly neighborhood Rictus Gate here. In this video I just want to talk a little about the substitutionary atonement of Jesus on the cross. So, I wrote this down a bit here so it'll help me keep things straight, since I tend to wander at times. Anyways, how many times have you heard the following analogy used to describe the substitutionary atonement of Christ on the cross? Now, God is a judge, beholden to the laws, of course. You are the accused, a sinner standing before the judge, or a criminal standing before the judge, awaiting judgment and sentencing. Now the judge finds you guilty and sentences you to death. Now in walks Jesus. He turns to the judge and says that he will stand in your stead. He will take this punishment himself, so you don't have to. Wow, what a guy, right? You walk out of the courthouse innocent and free. But, and I think it's a big but, the analogy isn't finished yet, is it? Let me explain. God is the judge, you are you, and Jesus is Jesus. The punishment for your sinful nature is hell of some sort for eternity, correct? Whatever it is, separation, torture, whatever you want to say, it's some sort of bad thing. But Jesus offers himself in your stead for said punishment, to suffer on your behalf the punishment handed down by the judge, the punishment of some sort of hell for eternity, right? But what do we find actually happens when one completes or carries the analogy through to the end? What do we find? Well, Jesus gets paroled 3 days later, moves into a huge freaking mansion, never has to work again, and never wants for nothing. He never actually served the terms of the punishment, did he? The sentence was not carried out. He isn't, if Christian theology is to be accepted, suffering in some way eternally, is he? Because that was the punishment for us. Nope, he's in heaven, sitting at the right hand of God. Does that make any sense? So there's also the issue of gross injustice to the victim or victims of your crimes and sins. Now, I know Christians will say God is the only victim, which only shows me that they have a very skewed sense of morality. But the people you victimized were there when you walked out of the courthouse, fully exonerated of your crimes against them, and then they read in the news about Jesus getting paroled after 3 days. No one, in the end, was ever held accountable. Accountability doesn't even exist. So I have to question anyone who claims this is somehow an act of substitutionary atonement in the fullest sense of the term. I also have to question the ethics beyond the whole thing as well. I could respect the act of Jesus on the cross if he actually fulfilled the criteria for punishment fully. But he didn't. Night, folks.